Oh, yeah.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kanika RN. Since we're drawing to the end of the decade, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. It is about to be 2020, y'all. If you're like me and you think the 90s happened like 7 years ago, I feel you. But since we're about to be in a new decade, let's set some goals and make it a really positive one. I think there's a lot of polarized opinions about New Year's resolutions. Some people feel this way about them, and some people feel this way about them. I'm going to give you a few tips in this video about keeping successful New Year's resolutions. And hopefully, if you're on the fence and you're like, I've set New Year's resolutions in the past, ain't for me. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you might reconsider and be like, okay, I'll give it a shot again this year. If you have not already, and my birthday is also coming up. It's on December 31st, so I'm going to shamelessly ask you to get me the best birthday present and go ahead and just hit that subscribe button. I would so appreciate it. So the first tip is don't make it a year long. Most of the time, resolutions, they're expected to be held for a year, but that is such a cumbersome amount of time. A year feels like just way too much. And the cool thing about habits, they have this philosophy that if you do something for 21 days, some people say if you do things for 30 days, it's very likely that if you're consistent about it in that month or in that 21 days, that you'll keep doing it for the rest of the year. Or you might be trying a goal and you realize it's just not for you and you dump it. Gives you enough time to set a new one. So just try to set your goal for 1 month at a time, and I think that's going to make things a lot easier. My second tip is Goldilocks It. And you might be, what the hell are you talking about, Kanika? When I say Goldilocks It, I don't mean break into a cabin full of bears. What I mean is set a goal that's a nice medium size. If you've been on the couch like I have and you're like starting to grow things on your skin because you just haven't been moving very much in December, then set a goal that's a nice reachable, something that's a little bit challenging, but not so far out of reach that it's excruciating and exhausting to think about it in the first place. So you've been sitting on the couch for the month of December. Don't suddenly decide to climb Everest in 3 months. Set a nice medium-sized goal. Also, don't make the goal so small that you're not pushing yourself, because what's the point of setting it if you're not challenging yourself, if you're not having to reach a little bit? So if you say, I'm just going to walk to the mailbox every day, that ain't going to cut it. Set a nice medium-sized goal. I'm going to walk 1 mile 3 days a week. I'm going to swim 2 times a week. Whatever the case may be, set a nice medium-sized goal for yourself, and that will also set you up for success. Number 3 might be the most important goal. Number 3 is to quantify it. So when I say quantify it, we all have these aspirations of, I'm going to be healthier, I'm going to be kinder to people, I'm going to be more environmentally conscious. These are all awesome aspirations, but put some sort of a number on it so that it gets placed into action. So when I say I'm going to be healthier, say, just as I was talking about before, I'm going to have a serving of green vegetables every day. I'm going to drink 8 glasses of water every day. Even something more abstract like saying I'm going to be kinder. Well, how do you quantify being kinder? There are actions that you can put into place and put a number on them. So for example, I'm going to volunteer at a pet shelter once a week, or I'm going to volunteer at a soup kitchen once a week, or even a simple sweet thing is I have an elderly neighbor who stays beside me. I'm just going to check on her twice a week for 10 minutes and see if she's doing okay, if she needs anything, or just chat with her. Something so simple can make such a big difference to someone. So set some sort of quantity where you can actually measure if you're progressing towards your goal, rather than just having a blanket or a vague thing of, I'll be better. What is better? Put a number on it. Number 4, this is something that I've actually tested before, and that is to, rather than taking something negative away from yourself, saying, I'm not going to have sweets for 2 weeks, or saying, I'm not going to be on Netflix for an hour every day, add something positive to your life so it doesn't feel like you're depriving yourself. So say, I'm going to try to sketch for 30 minutes a day, or I'm gonna journal for 30 minutes a day. Focus on adding something rather than taking something away. I know I get very cranky and I feel very guilty if I said I won't do XYZ and I end up doing it. So rather than that guilty, like, screw it, whatever, I don't care, I've already had 2 donuts, I might as well have 4 more feeling, add something positive. So even if you only get to half of that, even if you say, I'm going to journal 3 times a week and you only happen to do it once a week, at least that's better than not having done it at all. So add something positive rather than taking away something negative. And the fifth goal, I think this is also very important because this is why a lot of reason gets turned off from resolutions in the first place. And that is it's not all or nothing. It isn't that you meet your goal 100% or you failed. So I am a good example of this. 2 years I set a goal that I was gonna put 25 covers on YouTube of me singing, playing an instrument. And granted, I've never taken singing lessons or I'm not skilled in that at all. And I think I got to like 17 or 18 covers. And I've realized several things about myself. One, I'm not the most naturally gifted singer. Things are a bit rough. I'm also a little bit tone deaf, but it's okay. The process was very enjoyable. And the beautiful thing that came out of it is I realized how much I enjoy YouTube as a platform. So even though I could argue that that goal wasn't successful, in a way it really was, because I learned how much I enjoy YouTube as a platform, how much I enjoy creating content. And even though on this channel it's also very humble beginnings, I'm starting from here, but that's okay. I learned that I enjoy the process of making content and hopefully will continue to grow from here. And I don't think I would have learned how to use YouTube as a platform if I hadn't set that earlier goal and hadn't made some mistakes when I was doing that process. So it's still a learning process, but even if you don't meet your goal 100%, you're still gonna end up toward something positive. 99% of the time, even if you don't hit that initial goal, you will still be physically better, mentally better, more creatively inclined. Like you will gain something positive from the experience most of the time. So speaking of those 18 or so covers that I did, my favorite one is linked up below. It is one of the best songs of all time. Come at me, bro, if you say that I'm wrong. So go ahead and check that out. I think you're really it's gonna make you smile if nothing else. So at this point in the video, you might be wondering, well, Kanika, are you gonna put your money where your mouth is and actually set a goal, or are you just gonna give us all this profound advice? So no, I am going to set a goal for 2020. So I've been trying to, friends of mine are probably like, oh, we're so sick of her talking about this, but I've been trying to run a 5K under 30 minutes for quite some time now. And I'll get close, but I never quite make it under 30 minutes. So I'm gonna document my process of trying to meet that goal every Monday. So I'm gonna start a new Monday video, at least for the month of January, maybe longer. And it's gonna be called You and Me Monday, so we can hold each other accountable for the goals that we set for 2020. Please go ahead and comment below what goals you're gonna set for the new year. I would love to hold you accountable. I will ask you, hey, did you get off your butt and do that thing that you were gonna say you were gonna do? And you can also ask me the same thing, like, hey, Kanika, did you actually get off your butt and run today? I believe it's January 6th will be my first You and Me Monday video, where I'll be tracking how I'm going along in my progress of hitting my 5K under 30 minutes. So we will continue to follow each other with that. And as always, keep it sweet and salty, my friends. And I wish you all the best for the new year. I wish all good vibes, good health. And for New Year's Eve, please drive safe, please drink responsibly, or whatever you're gonna do, just do everything responsibly. And I will see you in the new year, guys.